Good afternoon, colleagues and professor. Today I'm going to present the water resource industry in Colombia. For this, we will cover these topics: the water industry classification, the water industry data, the main actors in this industry, and perspectives. For the first, according with the International Standard Industrial Classification of all economic activities, we can find five sectors. The first one is the manufacture of beverages, where we can find the manufacture of soft drinks, production of mineral waters, and other bottled waters. In the case of the hydropower generation, this is included in the electricity, gas, steam, and air conditioning supply. In the third sector, water supply, sewerage, waste management, and remediation activities, we can find three activities. The first one is water collection, treatment, and supply. Second, sewerage. Third, remediation activities and other waste management services in the water and sanitation. Fourth, sector, construction. In this sector, the activity related with water industry is the construction of utility projects. Finally, we can find the professional, scientific, and technical activities. We can find the laboratories for technical testing and analysis in the water quality. For the first group, the water industry, about the bottled water, the main factors that are impacting the growing in this market are the urbanization, fast-paced lifestyles, and concerns about the quality of drinking water. For this reason, according to a report in this market, is expecting that the growth will be 3.5% and the increase in US dollars in $0.9 billion. Basically, the treatment that are used for this water is distillation, filtration, and deionization. Here you can find some phrases that are reference phrases because, as you know, there are so many brands and so many variations. But, for example, for sparkling water, the price for the personal bottle is $0.89 US dollars. For purified water in personal presentation is $0.19 US dollars. And 20 liters of purified water are about $5. Moving to the hydropower generation in Colombia, this sector is the most important for the energy matrix in our country. This represents the 71% of the total generation. We have actually 29 central dispatch hydroelectric plants. This means plants that are more than 100 megawatts, and 115 non-centrally dispatched hydroelectric plants. These are small, like micro power station. And our capacity is this in the both cases. Here you can see the dams. The bigger one is about 4,000 gigawatts per hour. Talking about water supply and sewage system in Colombia, we have a lot of companies. Most of them are private. Here you can find the numbers. It's huge quantity. Almost 5,000 waste collection, treatment, and disposal companies, 500 wastewater disposal and treatment companies. This is the coverage for aqueduct and sewage. As you can see, there is a gap between the rural and urban area, and also we don't have a total coverage in our country. This is the reference price for 1 cubic meter of water treated is about $2, 32% no coverage of aqueduct and sewage systems. 562 wastewater treatment plants. The predominant technology is conventional. The information presented shows the company in charge. This is for the capital city, Bogota. You can see the different technologies. Most of them are conventional. This is in Cali. Wastewater treatment plants. This is for the capital city. Basically is primary treatment. We can see some numbers. We is referring to the Ministry of Housing. This ministry will invest this amount of money for 87 projects in 24 departments or states for benefit 1.3 million people. In the last months, the increasing of the water and sanitation projects was 500%, going from 22 in 1 year to 120 in the first months of the current government. This is our country. This is the Andes region, and here they are talking about the municipalities that are prioritized in the projects. Most of them are very part of the central area of the country. Also, the 40% of the projects approved through the country are located in rural areas. So with this, the gap between the coverage in the rural and urban area will be solved. And the previous government, they approved 46 projects. So now are ongoing projects. 80% of the approved drinking and water and basic sanitation projects were concentrated in category 5, 4, 5, and 6. For the water quality analysis, we have 284 laboratories that are accredited so they can operate with different parameters. Not all laboratories have the same parameters. For example, just to have an idea, this is the list of prices for SGS. As you can see, for example, for acidity, the value for sample is $2.43. For total coliform, thermotolerant coliforms is around $14. For DBO is around $12. For example, for the report, they set $66. The main actors in the different chapters are multinationals like Nestle, Coca-Cola, Danone, Pepsi, and one Colombian company, Agua de la Peña. There are so many brands that these are the main. In the case of hydropower generation, we can find 4 companies. The first one is Public, Empresas Públicas de Medellín. As you can see, they have 37 projects, and this is the installed capacity, followed by Isagen with 20 projects, Celsia with 19 projects, and Enel with 12 projects. In the case of the water and sanitation, sewerage, aqueduct, water supply, and treatment, we can find this percentage are showing the population of the total in Colombia. So that means that this company is covering the 23.6% of the population of Colombia with water and sanitation. And in the case of EPM and Cali, and this is for Barranquilla, another city from the Caribbean region of Colombia. In the case of the construction, as I mentioned, most of the projects are constructed by PPP, public-private partnership, but these are some companies, Integral, Colinsa, Conconcreto, and EPM, Colombian, and Hyundai also from Korea. Finally, for the water quality analysis, we have the Institute of Hydrometeorology of Colombia. We have 2 universities and 2 multinationals. These are the main because, as I mentioned, we have more than 200 laboratories that can operate in our country. Finally, in the case of the perspectives in the water industry, I can highlight that quantity is not quality. So the perspective in Colombia is not to have more companies, but the companies that are operating can improve the quality of the service and the continuity of the service. This is the first perspective. There is a large gap between water supply coverage at the urban and rural area, as I mentioned. So this is a big perspective. With the projects that the government are working on, we can reduce this gap. The lack of institutionalization evident is in the water. The lack is evident in the water sector is further evidence for the state's failure to unify policies. Public policies, although they do take rural areas into account when formulating various policies, are difficult to implement because due to their geographical location, access to these areas are more limited, leading to increased implementation costs and reason for these regions being neglected. So in summary, this perspective is to focus in the rural areas. Here we can see the investment. The average investment in 4 years was about $4.5 billion, and this sector is growing. Colombia plans to increase the proportion of treated wastewater with target 54% and 68% in 6 years. And there are also emerging business like water purification filters and portable and individual solutions. This is all. Thank you so much for your attention.